A new action movie starring Jon Bernthal? Alright, you got me running to want to go watch this.
What he said. What he said.
Let's talk about The Accountant 2. Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here. Welcome to my review for The Accountant 2. This is the follow-up to The Accountant, which came out in 2016, starring Ben Affleck. And this movie, we have a buddy action movie with Ben Affleck's character Chris returning, as well as Jon Bernthal's character Braxton returning. So it's two brothers kicking ass together, and it's a fun time. So if you haven't seen The Accountant or The Accountant 2 yet, there will be spoilers for both of those movies in this video, so if you haven't seen either one of them, go check them out, and come back and hear my thoughts. So, getting into this movie, we have the plot. It starts off with J.K. Simmons' character, Ray King, from the first movie, being killed, and he writes on his arm before he dies, "Find the accountant," and Mary Beth, who of course was in the last movie, he was her boss, finds this note, and she meets up with Chris and tries to get him to work with her on this case to find out who killed him and what they're up to. And there's also a plot involving these kids that have been kidnapped that they find out are being, just really kept under bad conditions. There's even one kid that Chris believes to be on the spectrum, because if you didn't know, Chris, the accountant, has autism. And I think the way that they handled it in the first movie was really well, and they continue to handle it really well in this movie. They actually do a lot of really fun things with it in this movie, where you have this school for kids that have, autism and all these other special needs, but they are very, they're a very united group of these kids that end up helping out Chris throughout his mission in this movie, where they are hacking, they are, tapping into tax records, phone records, all these kind of things to help Chris find out who's behind all of this. And I really thought that was really cool. I really admired that part of the first movie where you would get those moments of these strategic hacking moments, and also just moments where Chris will spout off, dialogue about numbers, because he's the accountant. You have Jon Bernthal in here, which I really enjoyed. He was my favorite part of the film. I love the brotherly dynamic between these two, because these are two brothers that don't have a very good history together, because Chris is just very absent. He's just staying buried in his work, and Braxton's a hitman, so his work style isn't exactly the most emotionally, he doesn't know how to express himself, and I think Chris relates to that as well. These are two guys that have jobs, that they have done some very, very crazy shit, and they aren't exactly sure how to come to terms with it and how to come together as brothers, but in this movie they do, and I really enjoyed that. I like the chemistry between them. My favorite scene, actually, is when they go to this country bar. It's just a totally, side quest type scene. It's not even remotely related to the plot, but they go to this country bar, and Chris flirts up with this woman, and then his guy gets involved, and he's like, "You talking to my woman?" And he gets all in Chris's face after they're, dancing with the girl and whatever. I really enjoyed that. And then Jon Bernthal punches him, and he's like, "Man, there's nothing better than punching a motherfucker in the face." I love that. I love Jon Bernthal in this. Oh, gosh, it's so good to have him here. You have Mary Beth returning from the first movie. She was the assistant to J.K. Simmons' character, Ray King. He was her boss. And she has to work with Chris and Braxton in this movie, even though it's against kind of her own will, saying, I really don't want to work with you guys because you've done some really bad shit. And there's even a point in the movie where she's like, "I am done. I'm done doing this shit. I'm done working with you guys." And then she gets attacked by one of the antagonists. She isn't really an antagonist, because she has weight in this as well. She has something that she's fighting for as well. And I really enjoyed her. The person that's attacking Mary Beth, she was in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. She didn't have a lot to do there. But in this movie, she's really good. Like, I feel bad for her now in the Jurassic World movies. Like, man, where was this? 'Cause she's really awesome in this movie. So I wanted to point that out. The villains, they have these kids, and they do thankfully get the kids out of there and save them by the end and kill all of these guys. Nothing memorable, nothing really all that special, but I still found it enjoyable nonetheless, seeing these guys die because they took kids. Really, it's just a fun buddy action movie. Great follow-up, even better follow-up to the first movie, because I didn't really think the first movie was all that. But yeah, I thought it was a solid sequel, guys. So, I'm giving The Accountant 2 an 8 out of 10. Thought it was a great time. Thought it was a really enjoyable movie, buddy action. I like the chemistry between Ben Affleck and Jon Bernthal. The action's well shot and well choreographed. Just a fun time. Nice, fun action sequel that warrants it being made, because you have that chemistry between the brothers that we didn't get a ton of in the first movie. It expands on it in this movie. There's also more comedy, which wasn't in the first one that much. Where this movie, it feels a lot more grounded too with the comedy. It's not overshadowing it. It doesn't feel like it's totally separated from that in tone. It still feels grounded, and I appreciated that aspect of the movie. So, let me know what you thought of The Accountant 2 down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching the review. The next one we have coming up, Thunderbolts. Really, really looking forward to it. Hope it's good. I'm hearing awesome things. So, with that, I want to thank you all very much for watching the review. Take care, and goodbye.